name is Faiza, and I did the CanU challenge this year, which was to create different pieces for the month of June.
What is one thing you learned about the challenge about yourself or your community?
So one thing that I learned about myself through this challenge is that I need to overcome many multiple barriers and challenges in order to reach my goal. Especially with school and everything, there was a lot of time being cramped, and I had to space everything out. So for this challenge, I had to learn to actually really work on my management skills, and that this challenge was used for a good purpose, and that was to amplify my success and how I see success. It's different to how I started to see success during the challenge and how it was at the end of the challenge.
So what did you see success after those sort of few weeks?
So what I thought of success was just the end result. When I still first started the challenge, not really the process and how much time I take into it. But during the challenge, I really realized that every bit of the challenge and every bit of the process really matters because it gives the final result. And I realized the process is a lot more important than the actual result is, and that mistakes can really happen sometimes, but you have to take those mistakes and really learn from them. So I realized that challenge isn't just the end result, but the overall process.
So really it wasn't about the art at the end of the day, it was more about you figuring out how to do the art.
Exactly, yeah.
Perfect. That's awesome. So would you say that was probably one of your unintended benefits? Did you learn better about how to do the process? Or was it something else that you learned?
The biggest unintended benefit that I had was I learned that I need to be humbled more a little bit when it comes to art, because I came into the challenge thinking that I was going to ace it because hey, it's art, I have lots of experience with it, it's going to be easy peasy, no worries, anything. But as soon as it started, I was like, oh no, I don't have enough time, what am I going to do? And I started cramping everything, and it just wasn't going well. And this challenge really humbled me in how I take art and how I present it. So it taught me that I'm human and that I have limits and that I have weaknesses, and so it really changed my perspective on art and how I see it as a whole. So that was the biggest unintended benefit. But the other unintended benefit that I had was that during the challenge, I actually got a bunch of commission pieces from different people. So that was like crazy, So like when people were like actually seeing my pieces, because I often kept my pieces to myself, I didn't really share them. But when I started sharing them, they were like, oh, that's so cool, could you make me this piece? But I took them as just like gifts, because I don't have the money. So I just made them as just gifts for people, and they became like bigger and bigger. So I got like a couple of commission pieces during the first week, and then a lot towards the fourth week. So that was a huge benefit that I had no idea was going to happen.
That's amazing. I love that. When you were you were saying that you really struggled for a bit cramming some stuff in. Was there like one moment where you're like, oh my goodness, like this is actually a little more real? Was there did that ever happen? Can you paint me a picture of what that looked like, and where the moment that you flipped the switch there?
Yes. So this was around just the beginning of the second week. The first week was extremely difficult because I had the final exams coming around, all the essays were due. So just at the beginning of the second week, it was around, I don't even know, it was like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I was just trying to think of ideas to paint for the following week. And I realized at that point, I was like, I can't keep doing this where I'm putting everything together last minute, and I have to really just manage everything together. And that the mistakes that I've made so far, I need to learn from, and that they weren't mistakes that happened for no reason. They had a reason behind them that was to help me understand how to manage my time better. But that moment, that 1 o'clock in the morning, it made me realize I need to get my act together. So yeah.
That's wonderful. Awesome.